It's weird seeing myself on YouTube. It's really weird.
Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. Happy New Year! So today I'm bringing you the second part of my chat with Steve from the other day. If you don't know, Sunflower Steve has spent the past 12 years developing a new sunflower variety. They're a gorgeous double mix of amazing colors that we've never seen in sunflowers before. So those videos I'm going to link above and put them in the description below so you can get caught up. So this is just the final few minutes of my chat with Steve where he answers a couple more of your questions and then he tells us what he's leaning towards for a name. We had hundreds of submissions of name ideas and he kind of was leaning towards one. So he's gonna tell us what that is today. But first he starts off with what it's like to harvest over 2,000 sunflowers every single day.
I mentioned to Nicole, if you look at that one picture I sent of the sunflowers before we cut them, I'm wearing a full rain suit with rubber boots on because when I get out there at 4 a.m, everything's so full of dew, you're literally soaked by the time you're done. So we wear full rain gear. I put on a headlamp. I get out there at 4 a.m. and everything that needs to be cut for the day. Here's a tip. I used to tell the kids, this is what it needs to look like to cut it. And then they would strip the leaves and cut it. And I got so tired of training new kids over and over on what it looks like to be the proper cut stage. I decided, forget it. I get out there 4 a.m. If it's going to be cut that day, I strip the leaves off of it. So from 4 to 6 in the morning, I'm stripping the leaves off every flower that needs to be cut for the day. And so when the guys show up, if there's no leaves on the stem, you cut it. It's a no-brainer. You don't have to look at that flower head. They just look, there's no leaves, they cut it and stuff. And it's gotten much more efficient. And then when they're done, I usually do a recon. I go through and get the ones I might have missed at 4 a.m. because I was so tired or, bugs in my eyes or whatever. And so that's a tip. Even if you're going to cut the sunflowers the next day and if you have time, strip all the leaves off today. So tomorrow they're a lot easier to cut.
That's a really good point.
And that's where I found out the sunflowers, we used to, those cubes we had behind the four-wheeler.
Yeah.
We actually used to put those on a pallet with 6 inches of water in them. And we brought them up to the barn, have to get the tractor, the forklift, and lift them off, put them on a pallet jack and drag them into the cooler. And then one day I went out and one of the kids, I'm not going to say who because it was one of mine, but she left probably 100 sunflowers laying at the end of a row and didn't pick them up. And I went out the next day and I'm like, oh gosh, what a waste. So, but for whatever reason, I thought it wasn't super hot. It was maybe only like 70. It wasn't like a 95-degree day. So I took them back, chopped them, put them in water, and within 3 hours, they looked perfect. So I thought, well, if they can handle 24 hours out of water. So those cubes now, they don't even have water in them. They're in those cubes maybe 2 hours out in the field. We drag them into the cooler, let them get all the field heat out of them. And we don't even put them in water until we bunch them. So with the exception of those flowers I sent you, another flower farmer tip for farmers markets. In the fall, take flower dye, absorbent flower dye, and turn your flowers from yellow to blaze orange. I literally can't sell enough of them or grow enough of them like that. So I sent Nicole, I think, a vase full of, actually, it has the doubles and the oranges in it.
Yeah, I have a few pictures of your dyed ones.
And then I sent them of what they look like before and after too. But so we put those in the cooler for a full day with no water and dehydrate them. Take them out of the cooler for about an hour, let them warm up, and then put them in flower dye, and you get a nice uniform color of orange. So there's another thing, nobody else will probably be doing it, and you show up with a bright orange flower, and it'd be nice if you could pour the dye in the field and have them grow like that, but it doesn't work that way. I actually tried putting some dye. Okay, what else do we got? I'm looking. I wrote a few things down. Somebody asked about amending the soil. Call your local ag office. I'm fortunate I'm 20 minutes from an ag college at River Falls, but local ag college and send in a sample.
Okay, so the biggest question that everybody has been wanting to know, besides when can I buy these flowers, is what are you going to call them?
So I don't know, but if I do it myself, I'm leaning towards something to do with serendipity. And I know a couple people had mentioned that, at least 2 people mentioned it. And the reason I like that one is because I fell into this whole thing serendipitously. I really, it kind of came out of nowhere. And so I really like that. So I would be incorporated in the name somehow. If the seed company that I'm currently talking to decides to, it's almost kind of up to them. I can probably have some input, but they spend tens of thousands of dollars to figure out what key terms or what words create an excitement or a want to buy a certain thing. So I'm sure they would want to go with something. But if I have any say in it, it's somehow going to have the word serendipity in it. So whoever sent that one in, thank you. It may be connected with something else. If we do go with it, we have your, Nicole and I can probably send out a packet of seeds to you or something as a thank you if I do go with it. But that was the one that kind of hit me. How about you? Is there anything that stuck out with you, Nicole?
That was the first one that struck me, and I was like, ooh, I like that. But I didn't want to tell you that I liked it because I wanted you to have, they're your babies. And when you texted me and said, ooh, I like serendipity, I was like, yes, that's what I like too.
Yeah, no, I like that. And again, maybe that's more for me. Maybe that wouldn't sell as well either, but it struck with me, and I kind of liked it. So if I'm selling it myself, and if my market research tells me, I guess I'll probably go with serendipity, or serendipitous sunflower, or kaleidoscope serendipity, or something like that. Anyway, I like that as a descriptive word. So
Steve's serendipitous sunflowers, the whole package.
All right. You get on that. I need the graphics.
Yes. Woo! And I'll have my daughter, oh my God, I'm going to have her do for you. It's going to be cool. Okay. I'm going to have her do a graphic design of one of your sunflowers, of your burgundy, like all right. The one with the lemon flecks. I'm going to have her make it into like a cartoon one for you, and I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I want to show you something. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
I made Brad into a cartoon. I put him on his shirt.
I bet he loves that.
He hates it. I want to wear it all the time.
Oh, that's too funny.
I wrapped it up and gave it to him for Christmas.
So, don't know exactly where we're going with this, but stay tuned. As soon as I know, I'll let Nicole know, and we'll get back to you. Any other questions, maybe we'll do another one in the future, general farming questions as well. But as far as the sunflower goes, I hope you got what you wanted, and we'll see you soon. Have a happy new year, everybody. Thanks, Nick.
That's Sunflower Steve. He's pretty great. So in case you missed it in the last video, if Steve decides to go ahead and sell these sunflowers on his own, they might be available this spring for this 2021 growing season. We will find that out sometime in March, he said. If not, and if he goes through a seed distribution company, then they'll likely be available in 2022. So that's where we are with that. And as far as locations they'll be shipped to, that's still unknown because he doesn't know how it's going to happen. So in an earlier video, we told you guys if you were interested in getting these sunflower seeds and to be on the list to be notified, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the seeds, but to be on the list to be notified immediately when we know how this is going to go, we told people to head over to my website, flowerhillfarmnewyork.com, and enter your email address for notifications at the very bottom. It doesn't say anything about Sunflower Steve, it just says email notifications. A lot of you, hundreds of you, have done that. But also some of you are going to the wrong website and entering that information. There actually is another flower farm called Flower Hill Farm in Missouri, and that wonderful angel of a woman, Vicky, who runs that farm, has been forwarding me dozens and dozens and dozens of email submissions to her website. I feel awful that she's like, it's a hassle. I can't even imagine opening up my email and having all of these emails not even related to my farms. She's being so understanding and compassionate and forwarding those to me. It's really been bothering me that it's been such a hassle for you. So please make sure when you're entering your name to be on a list to be notified about these seeds that you're on my website. Here's what it looks like, and here's what the email address submission looks like. It doesn't say anything about Sunflower Steve. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spam you with my monthly newsletters because I don't have time to put out monthly newsletters. Anyway, it's really been such an amazing thing to watch Steve and his journey, and I'm really excited about everything that he's in his future because I'm sure it's gonna be bright. So please, 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 please make sure you're on the right website if you're entering your email address to be notified about these seeds. I really appreciate it. So there you go. Hopefully we'll know sometime in the next few months the direction that Steve is gonna go with these sunflower sunflower seeds, so we know when we'll all be able to grow them. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. I just want to come back to this shirt for a minute because it was hysterical to me. And the company that I have make these shirts and all of my merchandise, they weren't going to print it. I got an email saying that it was a copyright violation because it had Brad Pitt's name on it. So I emailed them back and I'm like, that's literally my husband's name. and that's his picture. And so they're like, oh, okay, thanks for clarifying. And they printed it for me. So whew, it was really funny that I couldn't even get my husband's picture and his name on a t-shirt. That's what you get when you marry Brad Pitt.
It's probably a picture of me yawning. Is that a picture of me yawning?
I don't know. See how I got it taped up?
Yeah, yes.